Hello, Wolfpack. I don't know why I wanted to make this video, but I did. You saw the title. I'm gonna be pronouncing I'm gonna show you all how I pronounce the names of every single Pokemon. And don't worry, very soon I will have the 4th episode of the Pokemon quiz. Don't worry, it is coming. Let's just start because this is probably gonna be a really long video, maybe. Bulbasaur. Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charmander. No, you know what? I'm gonna show the picture of them. Okay. Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. This work. There we go. Venusaur, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, Weedle, Kakuna, Beedrill, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, Rattata, Raticate, Spearow, Fearow, Ekans, Arbok, Pikachu, and then, Raichu, Sandshrew, Sandslash, Nidoran Female, Nidorina, Nidoqueen, Nidoran Male, Nidorino, Nidoking, Clefairy, Clefable, Vulpix, Ninetales, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Zubat, Golbat, Oddish, Gloom, Vileplume, Parasect, Venonat, Venomoth, Diglett, Dugtrio, Meowth, Persian, Psyduck, Golduck, Mankey, Primeape, Growlithe, Arcanine, Poliwag, Poliwhirl, Poliwrath, Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam, Machop, Machoke, Machamp, Bellsprout, Weepinbell, Victreebel, Tentacool, Tentacruel, Geodude, Graveler, Golem, Ponyta, I'll scratch my head, Rapidash, Slowpoke, Slowbro, Magnemite, Magneton, Farfetch'd, Doduo, Dodrio, Seal, Dugong, Grimer, Muck, Shelter, Cloyster, Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, Onyx, Drowsy, Hypno, Krabby, Kingler, number 100, Voltorb, Electrode, Executor, Cubone, Marowak, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, Lickitung, Coughing, Wheezing, Rhyhorn, Rhydon, Chansey, Tangela, Kangaskhan, Horsey, Seadra, Goldeen, Seaking, Staryu, Starmie, Mr. Mime, Scyther, Jinx, Electabuzz, Magmar, Pinsir, Tauros, Magikarp, Gyarados, Lapras, Ditto, Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Porygon, Omanite, Omastar, Kabuto, Kabutops, Aerodactyl, Snorlax, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, Mewtwo, and Mew. Now that's it for Gen 1. Also, by the way, I'm not even looking at the names. I'm looking at the Pokemon. Because I can name like every single Pokemon without even looking at the name. But yeah. Yeah, I just got my mouse here, loaded at the Pokemon. Whenever I see it, I name it, then I click. Anyway, let's go. Chikorita, Bayleaf, Meganium, Cyndaquil, Quilava, Typhlosion, Totodile, Croconaw, Feraligatr, Sentret, Ferret, not Ferret, Ferret, Hoot Hoot, Noctowl, Ladybug, Ladian. Most forgettable Pokemon, in my opinion. Spinarak, Ariados, Crobat, Chinchou, Lantern, Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Togepi, Togetic, Natu, Xatu, Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos, Blossom, Meryl, Azumarill, Sudowoodo, Politoed, Hoppip, I almost said Hip Hop, Hoppip, Skiploom, Jumpluff, Apom, Sunkern, Sunflora, Yanma, Wooper, Quagsire, Espeon, Umbreon, which actually I don't know if you guys know this, which I don't even know why I said that. Of course you don't know this, but I actually have an Umbreon plushie up there on my little shelf. I also have a Squirtle plushie, but I don't like that one as much. Murkrow, I don't know if I already said that one or not. Slowking, Misdreavus, Unknown, Wobbuffet, Girafarig, Pineco, and no, I do not say Pineco, I say Pineco. Fortress, Dunsparce, Gligar, Steelix, Snubble, Granbull, Quillfish, Scizor, Shuckle, Heracross, Sneasel, Teddiursa, Ursaring, Slugma, Magcargo, Swinub, Piloswine. I always forget that Swinub and Piloswine are in Gen 2. Corsola, Remoraid, Octillery, Delibird, Mantine, Skarmory, or not Mantine, Mantine. I say Mantine, I don't say Mantine. Mantine, Skarmory, Houndour, Houndoom, Kingdra, Phanpy, Donphan, Porygon 2, Stantler, Smeargle, Tyrogue, Hitmontop, Smoochum, Elekid, Magby, Miltank, Blissey, Raikou, Entei, Suicune, Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar, Lugia, Ho-Oh, and Celebi. That's it for Gen 2. Wow, this video might not be as long as I thought it'd be. Trico, Grovyle, Sceptile, Torchic, Combuskin, Blaziken, Mudkip, Marshtomp, Swampert, Poochyena, Mightyena, Zigzagoon, Linoon, Wurmple, Silcoon, Beautifly, Cascoon, Dustox, Lotad, Lombre, Ludicolo, Seedot, Nuzleaf, Shiftry, Talo, Swellow, Wingull, hold on, yawning, Wingull, Pelipper, Ralts, Curlia, Gardevoir, Surskit, Masquerain, Shroomish, Breloom, Slackoth, Vigoroth. I almost said Vigoroth, but that's not right. Slacking, Nincada, Ninjask, Shedinja, Whismur, Loudred, Exploud, come on, Makuhita, Hariyama, Azurill, Nosepass, number 300, Skitty, which I didn't say before, which was number 200, which was Mischievous, Delcatty. Yeah, I am going to be saying the numbers of all the 100s, including 1000, which is Gimmighoul. Anyway, Sableye, Mawile, Aeron, Lairon, Aggron, Meditite, Cham, Electrike, Manectric, Plusle, Minun, Volbeat, Illumise. Okay, these two might be the most forgettable. Not the, whatever I said earlier, which was Ladian. Roselia, Gulpin, Swalot, Carvana, Sharpedo, Wailmer, Wailord, Numel, Camerupt, Torkoal, Spoink, Grumpig, Spinda, Trapinch, Vibrava, Flygon, Cacnea. No, I don't say Cacnea. Cacturn, Swablu, Altaria, Zangoose, Seviper, Lunatone, Solrock, Barboach, Whiscash, Corphish, Crawdaunt, Baltoy, Claydol, Lileep, Cradilly, which I still don't get how those two are fossils. Anorith, Armaldo, Feebas, Milotic, Castform, Kecleon, Shuppet, Bayonet, Duskull, Dusclops, Tropius, Chimecho. I don't say Chimecho, I say Chimecho, because Cho. I don't say Chime Echo, because why would you use the E twice? Absol, why not? Snorunt, Glalie, That's a weird one to say. Spiel, Celio, Walrein, Clamperl, Huntail, Gorbis, Relicanth. Hold on. I never realized that Gorbis had 2 little seashells right there. Oh, you learn something every day. Love Disc, Bagon, Shelgon, Salamence. I say Salamance, not Salamence. I say Salamance. Beldum, Matang, Metagross. No, Metagross. I say Metagross because that says gross. Metagross. Regirock, Regice. I used to say Regice. Registeel, Latios, Kyogre, which actually I learned a few days ago that this is the female and that was the male. I thought they didn't have a specific gender. Anyway, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Jirachi, Deoxys, Turtwig. Oh, Gen 4, Turtwig, Grotle, Torterra, Chimchar, Monferno, Infernape. I love saying that. Piplup, Prinplup, Empoleon, Staravia, Staraptor, Bidoof, number 400, Bibarel, Kricketune, Shinx, Luxio, Luxray, Bidoo, Roserade, Cranidos, Rampardos, Shieldon, Bastiodon, Burmy, Wormadam, Mothim. Okay, I take it back. This is the most forgettable. Combee, Vespiquen. I used to say Vespiquen, but then I realized it wasn't spelled that way. Pachirisu, Weasel, Floatzel, Cherubi, Cherim, Shellos, Gastrodon, Ambipom, Drifloon, Driftblim, Baneri, Lopunny, Mismagius, Honchkrow, Glameow, Perugly, Chingling, Stunky, Skuntank, Bronzor, Bronzong, Bonsly, Mime Jr., Happiny, Happiny, Chatot, Spiritomb, Gibble, Gabite, Garchomp, Munchlax, Riolu, Lucario, Hippopotas, Hippowdon, Skorupi, Drapion, Krogunk, Toxicroak, Carnivine, Finneon, Luminion, Mantike, Snover, Abomasnow, Weavile, Magnezone, Licky, Rhyperior, Tangrowth, Electivire, Magmortar. I used to call it Magmotor. Togekiss, Yanmega, Leafeon, Glaceon, Gliscor, Mamoswine, Porygon Z, Gallade, Probopass, Dusknoir, Frostlass, Rotom, Uxie. I used to say Uxie, but yeah, it's Uxie. Mesprit, Azelf, Dialga, Palkia, Heatran, Regigigas, Garatina, Cresselia, Fione, Manaphy. My favorite Pokemon, Darkrai, Shaman. Now, I'm going to anger people here. Do I say Arceus, Arceus, or Arceus? I don't say Arceus, because that's stupid. Now, do I say Arceus or Arceus? Arceus sounds weird. I call it Arceus. Anyway, yep, that's the end of Gen 4. Now we're on Gen 5 with Victini, which I always thought this was the end of Gen 4 because, you know, why would it be the start? Snivy, Servine, Serperior, Tepig, Pignite, Emboar, Oshawott, Duat, Samurott, Patrat, Watchog, Lillipup, Herdier, Stoutland, Purloin. Oh, I didn't say number 500, which was Emboar. Herdier, Stoutland, Purloin, Lipard. Oh no, I gotta get my chair. Ugh. Pansage. How does Pansage have gluttony? Simisage, Pansear, Simisear, Pampor, Simipour, Muna, I say Muna, Marshana, Pidove, Tranquil, Unpheasant. I don't say Unpheasant or Unpheasant. Blitzel, Zebstrika, what? Okay. Roggenrola, Boldor, Gigalith, Woobat, Swoobat, Drillbur, Excadrill, Audino, Timber, Girder, Conkeldurr, Timepole, Palpitoad, Seismitoad, Throw, Sock, Suwaddle, Swadloon, Leavanny, Venipede, Whirlipede, Scolipede, Cottony, Whimsicott, Petalil, Lilligant, Basculin, Sandile,
Perfect. And then that was it.
Crocorock, Crocodile, Daramuka, I do not say Daramaka, I say Daramuka, Darmanitan, Maractus, Dwebble, Crustle, Scraggy, Scrafty, Sigilif, which I used to call Sigalith, Yamask, Coffagrigus, Tortuga, Caracosta, Arkin, which I used to call Archin. I used to call this one Archeops, which is Archeops, Trubbish, Garbodor, Zorua, Zoroark, Minccino, Chinchino, Gothita, Gothorita, Gothitelle, Solacis. I used to say Solacis, but I now say Solacis, or Solacis. Yeah, Solacis. I don't know why. Dujin, Reuniclus, which I used to say Reuniclus, Ducklet, Swanna, Vanillite, Vanillish, Vanillux, Deerling, Sawsbuck, Emolga, Carablast, Escavalier, Fungus, Amoonguss, Frillish, Jellicent, Alomomola, Joltik, Galvantula, Ferroseed, Ferrothorn, Clink, number 600, Klinklang, Tynamo, Electric, Electros, Elgin, Beheum, Litwick, Lampent, Chandelure, Axu, Fracture, Haxorus, Cubchoo, Beartic, Cryogonal, Shelmet, Axelgor, Stunfisk, Mienfoo, Manchow, Jordagon, Golett, Golark, Pawniard, Bisharp, Buffalont. I used to say Buffalont. I don't know why, but I did. Rufflet, Braviary, Vullaby, Mandibuzz, Heatmore. Sorry, I was just pausing for some reason. Durant, Dino, Zweilous, Hydreigon, Harvesta, Volcarona, Cobalion, Terrakion, Verizon. I know I say Verizon, but I know it's pronounced Verizion, but I call it Verizon. Verizon, because I count the I as silent. I say Verizon. Tornadus, Thundurus, Reshiram, Zekrom, Landorus, Kyurem, Keldeo, Meloetta, Genesect, Chespin, Quilladin. Oh, hold on, I didn't realize. This is start of Gen 6 is Chespin, Quilladin, Chestnut, Finnegan, which by the way, yes, Gen 5 was the longest region. Now we're in the shortest region with Gen 6. Finnegan, Braixen, Delphox, Froakie, Frogadier, Greninja, which by the way, Ash Greninja, that thing looks sick. Bunnelby, Diggersby, Fletchling, Fletchinder, Talonflame, Scatterbug, Spupa, Pavilion, Pokemon, the evil Pokemon, Litleo, Pyroar, Flabebe, Floette, Florges, Skidoo, Go-Go, Pancham, Pangoro, Furfro, Esper, Meowstic, Honedge, Doublade, Aegislash, Spritzy, Aromatisse, Swirlix, Slurpuff, Inkay, Malamar, Binacle, Barbaracle, Skrelp, Dragalge, Clauncher, Klotzer, Helioptile, Heliolisk, Tyrantrum, which I heard there wasn't many cards of. Huh. There's only 3 cards. That's gonna be annoying to collect in the future. Amora, Aurorus, Sylveon, the last evolution, unfortunately. Number 700, Sylveon. I almost forgot. Which is sadly the last evolution that was made. Let's hope there's more in the future, but still. Hawlucha, Dedenne, Carbink, Goomy, Sliggoo, Goodra, Klefki, Phantom, Trevenant, Pumpkaboo. Oh god, gotta sit up again. Gorgeist, Bergmite, Avalugg, Noibat, Noivern, Xerneas, Yveltal, Zygarde, Diancie, Hoopa, Volcanion, and now we're getting into the generations I mostly grew up with Gen 7. Rowlet, Dartrix, Decidueye, Litten, Torracat, Incineroar, Poplio, Brion, Primarina, Pick-a-Peck, Trumbeak, Toucannon, Yungoos, Gumshoos, Grubbin, Chargebug, Vikavolt, I used to say Vikavolt, Crabrawler, Crabominable, Oricorio, Cutiefly, Ribombee, Rockruff, Lycanroc, Wishy-Washy, Mareanie, Toxapex, Mudbray, Mudsdale, Dewpider, Araquanid, Fomantis, Lurantis, Morlul, Shiinotic, Salandit, Salazzle, Stuffle, Beware, Bounsweet, Steenie, Zarina, Comfy, Oranguru, Passimian, Wimpod, Golisopod, Sandygast, Palisand, Pyukumuku, Typenol, Silvally, Minior, Komala, Turtonator, Togedemaru, Mimikyu, Bruxish, Drampa, which whenever I was little, I always thought that Drampa was a legendary. Delmise, Jangmo-o, Hakamo'o, Komo-o, Tapu Koko. Now, I'm pretty sure that Gen 7 has the most legendaries, starting with Tapu Koko, going all the way to like Zero Aura, I think. Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, all of these things, all the ones I'm probably going to say up until Gen 8 are legendaries. So yeah, Tapu Koko, Tapu Fini, Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini, Cosmog, Cosmome, Solgaleo, Lunala, Nihileo, Buzzwole, Pheromosa, Xurkitree, Celesteela, Kartana, Guzzlord, number 800, Necrozma, Magearna, Marshadow, Poipole, Naganadel, Stakataka, Blacephalon, Zeraora, Melton, and Melmetal. Okay, yeah. From Tapu Koko all the way to Melmetal are all legendaries. Alright. Gen 8. Grookey, Thwackey, Rillaboom, Scorbunny, Raboot, Cinderace, Sobble, Drizzile, Inteleon, Squovit, Greedent, Rookity, Corvisquire, Corviknight, Blitbug, Dottler, Orbeetle, Nickit, Feeble, Gossifleur, Eldegoss, Wooloo, Double, Choodle, Dreadnought, Yamper, Boltund, Roly-Poly, Carkol, Colossal, Applin, Flapple, Appleton, Silicobra, Sandaconda, Cramorant, Arrokuda, Barraskewda, Toxel, Toxtricity, which, so, it was earlier today that I found out that, well, one for all, I completely forgot that Toxtricity had a Gigantamax form. Like, absolutely, completely forgot that he had one. Anyway. Sizzlipede. Centiskorch. Clavipus. Graplocked. Sinistea. Poltegeist. We're not at Poltegeist yet. Hatenna. Hatterene. Hatterene. Impidimp. Morgrem. Grimmsnarl. Obstagoon. Berserker. Cursula. Sirfetch'd. Mr. Rhyme. Runerigus. Milcery. Alchemy. Phalanx. Pincurchin. Snom. Frostmoth. Stonejourner. Or Stone Junior. Journer. I say Journer, not Junior. Stonejourner. Ice-Cube. Indeedee. Morpeko. Cufant. I say Cuffant. Copperaja. Dracozolt. Arctozolt. Dracovish. Arctovish. Duraludon. I almost said Archaludon, but we're not there yet. Dreepy. Dracloak. Dragapult. Zacian. I used to say Zacian. Zamazenta. Eternatus. Cubfu. Which, if I'm right, Cubfu has one Pokemon card. Yeah, it's gonna be annoying. Urshifu. Zarude. Regieleki. Regidrago. Which I used to call it Regidraco. Glastrier. Spectrier. Or Glacier. I don't say Glacier, I say Glacier. Glacier. Spectrier. Calyrex. Weirdeer. Number 900, Cleavor. Ursaluna. Basculegion. Sneasler. Overquill. Anemoris. And starting Gen 9, the very final generation. So 906 all the way to 1025. Sprigatito. Floragato. Meowscarada. Fuecoco. Crocalor. Skeledirge. Quaxley. Quaxwell. Quackivall. Lechonk. Oinkalone, which I used to say Oinkalonge, or Oinkaloge, something like that. Tarantula. Spidops. Nimble. Lokix. Palmy. Palmo. Palmot. Tedmoss. Moshold. Fido. Doxbun. I used to say Dotchbun. Smalliv. Dolliv. Arboliva. Squawkabilly. Which I don't know why, but every time I hear the name Squawkabilly, I actually want to say it in a parrot voice like, Squawkabilly? I regret saying that. Knackley. Knacklestack. Garganical. Charcadet. Armarouge. Which I used to call it Armarogue. Ceruledge. Tadbulb. Bellybolt. Wattrel. Kilowattrel. Mastiff. Mabostiff. Shroodle. Grafii. Bramblin. Bramblegas. Toadskull. Toadscroll. Cloth. Capsicid. Scovillain, which I used to call it Scovillian. Relor. Rabska. Flittle. Esperatha, which I know it's Espathra, but I call it Esperatha. Tinkatink. Tinkatuff. And then Tinkaton. Wiglet. Wugtrio. Bombardier. Finizen. Palafin, which I think it's dumb. The only difference between Finizen and Palafin is a little heart there on its chest. Varoom. Revavroom. Cyclizar, Orthworm, Glimmet, Glamora, Greavard, Houndstone, Flamigo, Citadel, Cetitan, Veluza, Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Annihilate. Ugh. God. Clodsire. Farigiraf. The Dunsparce. Kingambit. Great Tusk. Screamtail. Brute Bonnet. Which, yep, Great Tusk. If you see this word right here, Paradox, that counts as a legendary. So, okay, yeah. So, Great Tusk, Screamtail, Brute Bonnet, Fluttermane, Slitherwing, Sandy Shocks, Iron Treads, Iron Bundle, Iron Hands, Iron Jugulus, Iron Moth, Iron Thorns, Frigobax, or not Frigobax, Frigibax. I used to say Frigobax. Arctibax, Baxcalibur, Gimmighoul, number 1000, Goldingo, Wu-Cheen, 24 left to go. Chainpow, 23 left to go. Tinglu, 22. Chi-Yu, 21. Roaring Moon, 20. Iron Valiant, which was 20 or 19. Koraidon, 18. Miraidon, 17. Walking Wake, 16. Iron Leaves, 15. Diplin, 14. Poltergeist, 13. Oh god, lost count. Sinistra, 12. Okadoggy, Okadoggy, 11. Munkadori, 10. Pheasantipity, 9. 8. Ogerpon, 7. Archaludon, 6. Hydrapple, 5. Googing Fire, 4. Raging Bolt, 3. Iron Boulder, 2. Iron Crown, 1. Terrapagos, and the last one, Pekarunt. Why did I make this video? I have no idea.